Dog123 back with another live stream. So in this stream we're gonna be doing the Hawks against the Celtics. Alright, let's get started.
And both teams going through their pregame rituals, getting loose well before we're underway.
The reason why I'm doing this because Kristaps Porzingis is returning to Boston in this stream.
And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings that tell a great story. If you look at Dallas, they've been passed up, moving down to the 4th spot. And for the Hawks, they really come together. You can see the confidence in their body language, playing with that sustained focus. That's why they're leading with stability. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The small and power forwards are Reese Shea and Johnson. Nikhil Alexander Walker out there at Young. And Porzingis in at the middle spot, handing the middle. And for Boston, Diane and Jewell, Brown and Tatum at the 3 and the 4. Pritchard and White are their guards. And it's Queta in at the center position. Here's Porzingis. So tonight, Tim got a fantastic matchup at the guard position. Indeed, some of the best in the league going head-to-head. Yeah, this is the very top of the food chain when it comes to guard play in this league. Really no weaknesses.
Give me that.
Reese Shea wide open. That's it, coming off an assist from Johnson. Catch and shoot specialist. Reese Shea thrives in that role. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I spoke to the Celtics head coach. He knows they're in for a tough matchup against Trae Young. Coach told me Trae is an offensive savant. We have to find a way to disrupt this game. We're going to throw some length at him, pick him up once he crosses half court, and count him on every possession.
I don't know how he just missed that way up, but get back.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Trap.
That kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside. He gets that one. Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for. I'm told now by our producer, do we have guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Sean Girani. Sean, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
The Atlanta Hawks this summer adding speed to Nikhil Alexander Walker and Luke Kennard. This team is now possessing a stacked wing rotation. And with this fusion of playmaking,
Sup? Yeah, I'm okay.
shooting, guys, they could be pretty tough to
Oh,
deal with.
come on. Play walk down.
To be reckoned with. All right, Sean, we thank you for the
How did I not get that block again? Because that'd be 2 blocks in 1 quarter.
Hawks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Young from deep 3-point range. Porzingis on the block. Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Young against Richard. Lets it go with the 3. Johnson with the rebound. And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Young, good. Well, that's one thing about Trae Young. He has never seen a 3 he didn't like. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Take a look at some numbers for Jaylen Brown.
His effective field goal percentage, a favorite stat of the analytics crowd, has been on the way down over this past season. And isn't as well rounded as it needs to be. And he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Young from deep 3-point range. Another 3 for Atlanta.
They're great outside outside shooting really fueling this run.
Tatum passes to Pritchard. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
No, I'm gonna go get back.
Going back and forth, and it's
I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb since I'm streaming.
really competitive out there. And Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just this year. But again, with the strength he's added over his career. And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Young, good. Yeah, for a smaller guard, Young is very skilled at taking the hit and converting regardless. Now, here's Simon. His last outing, he had 8 points. Beat him against Johnson. Throws it down. The official calls a
If
foul.
I'd be able to block him, but it turns into a and one.
It makes up for it with inbounds. Austin making a switch here. Pulse is checked in.
And it's the attention to detail that sets Tatum apart from most players in our league.
He's in the middle. Here's Reese.
Slowly let down. Thought that he can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead. And now this offense feels like they can just do whatever they want. Beat him against Johnson. A minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. And Simon's missing. The Hawks lead by 6. Young fires away from outside.
I was trying to go. I was either gonna pass it to him so that way I would be able to dunk it, or shoot the free. Then he does the putback.
Probably find a higher percentage shot. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, it's simple. You gotta read before the catch. Point 5, quick decision. Just how quarterbacks have progression with receivers, I have progression in the pocket, and I read them. But you,
Okay, Allie, we thank you. Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone. Now, here is Young.
Bro, stop passing it. Just pass it to Trey.
Coming off the assist from Johnson. Young's got 13. Well, he has been pretty much unstoppable this quarter, and his team is thriving as a result. Now, here's Brown. Defended by Alexander Walker. Fancy to go from beyond the arc. He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back. Reese up top. Pass to Johnson. Young in the corner. 1 second left. And it's good!
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Takes an incredible amount of focus and concentration. That's making the most of the possession. Trey Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Hawks. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hawks.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range centimeter early on.
And how about the work they've done inside, just owning the paint so far? On the court for a man. The post pairing Johnson along with Porzingis. Alexander Walker in shooting guard and Reese at the small forward. And it's Young in at the 1.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Allen's on the wing. Reese with the steal. And Young kicks to Johnson. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. And the dunk by Porzingis.
This is the textbook positioning there for Porzingis. Once he's established it, he's going to have the advantage, able to finish that one above the rim.
And there's the call on the heel. Alexander. That's his Cheer. Let's check in.
Coming onto the floor for the Celtics.
And we're about to head into the second quarter play. Here's Pritchard. He uses the glass on the way. Pritchard's got 5.
We've all fallen in love with the three-point shot, but that is how the game was designed to be played. Down low, get close, open looks.
He's really clever with the basketball. Young, so advanced offensively. Excellent pull-up jumper there.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. The field for the three-point contest is about to be finalized. And I'll tell you, we have some shooters here who are going to make this year's event a very heated competition.
Kevin, it always is. And there's more pride involved in the three-point contest than in any other part of All-Star Weekend. Each one of those guys wants to prove they are the best shooter in the world.
If you look at Tatum, the third spot in the voting belongs to him. There are very few players with his ability from long range. And it looks like he'll be rewarded with a spot in the three-point contest.
And I'm sure there will be some changes in the rankings still to come, but you're right. I'd be surprised if there's anyone who wouldn't cast a vote his way.
And the excitement for this year's three-point contest keeps growing as we get...
But that was supposed to be green right there. Alright, Porzingis needs a break.
Some amazing shooters in line to take part.
Hard to pick a winner out of that group of contenders, but safe to say it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, their inside-outside game, very effective. That was a great pass.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
What happened to Kristaps Porzingis? And I think Boston's gonna win this at this point.
For Atlanta. Okongwu's checked in. Tim, you know you've played it for so long. The intensity of competition can lead to some heated communication. In between those, on the same team.
Well, Kevin, believe me, in the 10 years I've played in the league, you often see that between teammates because you have highly competitive individuals who aren't always going to see eye to eye.
But don't you think that's good, though, that competitive tension that may exist within a team?
It creates an edge, Kevin, that you need to win in this league.
Check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Celtics. They're having a solid season. 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And, of course, Atlanta, 10 games behind.
And I think for the Hawks, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretch.
Well, inconsistency is the word. Sometimes they'll lose a game they probably should have won, and they show you how hard it is to sustain success in this game.
Celtics trail by 8. And the jump by Tatum.
You see the bounce, Tatum just explodes to the hoop so quick.
Young finds Okongwu. Back to Young. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And that's 20 points for Trae Young.
I mean, the number
Come on, get it out there.
Such a difficult challenge on both sides of the ball. When the finals of the year roll to his credit, you know he's as mentally tough as he even in the league. But it just seems that every pass they made was leading to a score. Just a great ball movement.
Young from outside. Again, Young missing it. He seems a little out of rhythm right now. Breaker of a rhythm offensively. Really good.
Alright, pitcher needs a break. We'll put in Simons.
And the opposition looks powerless to stop them right now. And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
And that confidence has carried over to tonight. He is playing great basketball.
It's stolen by Brown. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Hawks. Their last encounter was a Manson.
And their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Well, they have to stay aggressive, but protecting the basketball is at the top of the whiteboard. There's a balance.
It's stolen by Pritchard. And a fast break now for the Celtics. And here's Tatum for three. And the Celtics hit it in from deep.
They're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Vince Miller wants his eye. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. He's checked into the picture. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. There's 42 seconds left now here in the second. Canard at the pass to Grinchy. Here's Newell. And again, unable to change momentum. Tatum dishes to White. To Tatum. Pass to Simon. Inside. Tatum to go inside. Well, he has dictated the tempo this entire quarter, getting basically whatever he wants offensively. Here's Newell, guarded by Tatum. So on the clock, and the last shot before the buzzer is on. And so is Boston in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
Well, Coach Mazzulla, a pretty good start for you guys. As we look at the second half, what's the message in the locker room?
Just continue to do what we do. We're not great.
Thanks, Allie. Much appreciated. Halftime now, and we'll be back to get the third quarter underway in just a moment.
Welcome, everybody. We'll get things going with a look at who might be participating in the upcoming three-point contest.
No matter who makes it, I know all these guys. They're ready.
The final tally of votes is soon to come, but there's still time to get your ballot in. And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Boston Celtics.
You hear that? Yeah, that's the sound of the offense. They were absolutely humming. Kenny, don't ever do that again.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
And you are going to see this defense now switch things up against him, but he has the skill set to counter that.
The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Out of the block, it's Tatum with Tatum. And
They are just killing them on the interior.
It's broken by Pritchard. And it's in. That's the Anderson very strong. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
It's stolen by Pritchard. Let's check in now with our analytic scores. Who's going to score?
Wait, how's Porzingis back in? That's kind of impossible. He's. Oh,
Hey guys, the Hawks star Trae Young and Coach Quinn Snyder are both very close. Young said that's the type of relationship we have. It's not forced, it's just genuine. We both want to see each other succeed, and we know we need each other and everybody else around us. Guys?
A good partnership. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Tatum on the wing. The three. And there's Brown. That's getting the assist by Tatum. Brown's got the lead up to 14 now for Boston. So it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. A shot by Alexander Walker.
but that was a foul. That's kind of like a shooting foul.
It's going to be a shot and the ball. And he's got his first chance at the line here. Terrific awareness among this collection of centers and power forwards. The big man averaging the most assists per contest over the previous 10 games. Second is Jalen Johnson.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
Having a big guy who can create.
And now they got the ball on to make too.
But now it's a requirement, and it makes your offense that much harder to defend. Here's White. There's Brown with the three. He doesn't hit that one.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
And Jim breaking down Jalen Johnson's
Supposed to be catch and shoot ball screen.
Well, Kevin, I think it's his versatility. He can really do everything out there. And when you combine it with his size and athleticism, he's got star written all over him. And slashing in for that offensive rebound. Johnson also getting credit for some hustle points. Here's Tatum. And that is
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand clutch.
they're going for the throat. Alexander Walker passes to Young. Alexander Walker finds Young. Good on the triple. Young's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Atlanta. It's White on the wing. This is the three.
Come on, get it out quick.
Got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him. Wasted no time on that one. Alexander Walker's got 7 points. Love that look there. And rotating his teammate and creating an easy basket. There's the pick. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Porzingis with the block. There was a time when Porzingis was getting the 7 rejection at the pin like that. For the game. Listen scorers have learned that about him. Celtics leading by 8. Shots under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter.
Travel. That was a travel. Harry took his 2 steps. So if you take 1 more step than 2, that's considered a travel.
Now Young, 28 points for him. He can't get that one to fall.
But that should have been green.
Brown outside. And Brown throws it down hard. Bad intentions on that drive. The Hawks trail by 12. Here's Alexander Walker.
And 1.
He'll have a chance to go out and get it. Well, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball. Boston making a switch here. Hines is checked in. Jim, one thing about the NBA, there is never a shortage of exciting young players to watch and cover. Who are you excited about watching them grow and take the lead from the game? Well, I want 2 big lead guards. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Cade Cunningham certainly come to mind. established stars in this league, and yet there is still so much more they can add to their game. The sky is the limit, and they seem to have the right attitude. Am I right in your assessment? They are guys that everybody wants to play with. They're mature as leaders as well. Here's Taylor. Pass to Pritchard. Fires from deep. Good. It's Taylor picking up the assist. Taylor's got 46 pounds now. Here's Young. And a pick outside the rim, but it sinks right in. Young's got 13 points now in the quarter. Well, as a team, they've been coming up short, but his pure scoring mentality as an individual has been unshakable. Three-pointer Pritchard. And no, that doesn't go. He's made 8, but that's his third miss. Outside of the Celtic lead has been down to 7 in the bucket from Young. Young's got 16 here in the second half. To the paint, here's Tatum. And he finishes nice off the way.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Johnson. Down in the low post. It goes.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore, that they had a lot more attempts in that first half.
For the second difference between shot clock and game. Offensive rebound. Hawks trail by 7. Here's Ricochet. Target from outside. And it's caught! As good as it gets.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just depleting right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Greg Hayes, definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even, and so is Boston. In control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're playing a cruising game inside, and it's working for them. Right after this. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for a man, Alexander Walker in shooting guard, and Ricochet at the small forward. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. And it's Young in at the corner. Taken away by Johnson. Porzingis gets to Young. Sends it. Flip range from outside. Wow. Young's got 39. Trey Young's range is almost limitless, and he is fearless from out there. Here's White. Atlanta with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
So White will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They lead by 4.
You gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careful.
Right, and severe punishment right there. And then the thunderous dunk adding insult to injury. Garza, and a beautiful break from Monster Jam.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth. Celtics lead. By 4. Myers, high post. It's a big
How are they making their shots? Alright, we have
13 points in the second half.
A bona fide superstar. The pull-up is a deadly shot for Brown.
Here's Young. Good. Another from 3.
He's got this defense scrambling, and even when they got two guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for 3-pointers in a single game.
His efficiency throughout this game.
we can't let Boston take the lead still. They have to come back.
Young for 3. Connects again for distance.
He's now setting the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive. The next one's going to go in. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. He's good on the 3 ball.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
That's the Brown. Brown, no good. Here's Here's Atlanta now. They're on a 16-6 run. That does not go. And so White will bring it up for the Celtics. Brown outside. Simons against Young. Fires the three. Knocks down with three.
They control who was going on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Atlanta's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Ricochet. Porzingis. Nice use of the glass.
And you can rely on Porzingis. In these moments, he's always ready to shoulder the load offensively.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. The coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shape our lead. It's working. They've been on fire from the start.
Allie, thank you so much. Well, now, rolling your heart rate in big moments like this is something that coaches talk about, and this guy can do it. And timeout is called by...
How much does Kristaps have?
Quinn Snyder. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Porzingis comes in for Conley. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Nikhil Alexander Walker. And there's the foul. It's on Peyton Pritchard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, Trae Young drew good contact that time.
Taking his time.
Oh, wait, Kristaps Porzingis just got back in.
That's an excellent play call.
Oh no, this is bad for Atlanta, for Boston, because they got Kristaps Porzingis.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. You just keep knocking them down. It's a four-way tie now. Himself, Curry, Zach LaVine, and Dame Lillard. At this point, 8. There's no point. Atlanta just won.
No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
Wait, let me see that first. Oh boy. Yo, it's still in his hands.
And don't start the celebration just yet. We're going to have a second look at the replay monitor and see if it got in. This one's over if the original ruling of a basket stands. We'll see. And no, the basket is went off. The game is over. And the rug gets pulled out from underneath the call. And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. This win sends a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. And now we present the player of the game, Trae Young.
Alright guys, this is the end of the stream. Please like, please sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video stream. Bye.